Imagine for a moment that every mirror in the world disappeared, no reflections, no filters, no likes, no comments. How would you measure your worth? Would it be the clothes you wear? The followers you have? The compliments you receive? Or would it be something much deeper, something no one can take away? Good morning, everyone. We live in a world that constantly tells women who they should become. It says, be prettier, be richer, be more popular, be perfect. But here's the question we rarely ask. What if real value has nothing to do with perfection? The women who change families, businesses, communities, and even history don't chase validation. They build character. Value isn't something you wear. It's something you become. Let me leave you with one final thought. The world may remember beauty. It may celebrate talent. It may admire success, but it will always trust character. Being a valuable woman isn't about becoming part of the top 1%. It's about making daily choices that most people are unwilling to make. Because in the end, your value isn't determined by what people think about you. It's determined by the person you choose to become every single day. Thank you. Have you ever noticed how two people can face the exact same challenge, yet respond in completely different ways? One person gives up the moment things become difficult. The other keeps moving forward, even when the odds are against them. The difference is rarely talent, intelligence, or luck. More often than not, the difference is purpose. When you know why you do what you do, your decisions become clearer. Your confidence becomes quieter. And your life becomes more intentional. The world encourages us to focus on what we have and how we appear. It celebrates achievements, titles, beauty, and recognition. While there is nothing wrong with success or ambition, those things alone cannot sustain you. They might motivate you for a season, but they cannot carry you through disappointment, criticism, or failure. Only purpose has that kind of strength. Think about a tree. What we admire is the part we can see. The branches, the leaves, the fruit, but what keeps that tree standing during storms is something invisible. Its roots go deep into the ground. In the same way, purpose is the root of a meaningful life. People may notice your accomplishments, but your purpose is what keeps you standing when life becomes difficult. A woman who understands her purpose does not wake up every morning wondering how to impress everyone around her. She asks herself a different question. How can I make today meaningful? That simple shift changes everything. Instead of chasing applause, she begins chasing impact. Instead of asking, will people approve of me? She asks, am I living according to my values? Those questions lead to a completely different life. Purpose also gives direction. Imagine boarding a ship without a destination. The captain may work hard. The crew may stay busy. The engine may run perfectly. But without knowing where they are going, every mile traveled is simply movement without progress. Many people live exactly like that. They stay busy every day, but they never stop to ask where all that effort is taking them. A woman with purpose is different. She knows that every choice either brings her closer to the person she wants to become or pulls her farther away. That doesn't mean she has every detail of her future planned. It means she understands the values that guide her decisions. Those values become her compass, especially when life becomes confusing. Purpose also changes the way you handle comparison. Social media makes it easy to believe that everyone else is moving faster, achieving more, or living a happier life. It is easy to become distracted by someone else's journey. But when you are clear about your own purpose, comparison begins to lose its power. You realize that another person's success is not your failure. Their path is not your path. Your responsibility is not to copy someone else's story, but to faithfully live your own. This doesn't mean life suddenly becomes easy. Purpose does not remove obstacles. It gives you a reason to overcome them. There will still be days when you feel discouraged. There will still be moments when people misunderstand you, doubt you, or question your decisions. But when your purpose is clear, those voices become less important because you are no longer living to satisfy every opinion. You are living to fulfill something greater than temporary approval. History reminds us that the people who left the greatest impact were rarely the ones who had the easiest journey. They were ordinary individuals who refused to abandon what they believed mattered. Their purpose became stronger than their fear. Their values became louder than the criticism around them. That is why they continued when others stopped. Every truly valuable woman understands one important truth. Purpose is not something you discover once and forget. It is something you choose every single day. It is found in the small decisions no one applauds, in the quiet moments when you choose integrity over convenience, service over selfishness, courage over comfort. When your life is rooted in purpose, success becomes more than personal achievement. It becomes the positive difference you make in the lives of others. And that is a kind of value that never fades. There is a quiet conversation that happens inside every one of us every single day. It begins with simple promises. I'll wake up earlier tomorrow. I'll start reading that book. I'll take care of my health. I'll stop doubting myself. I'll finally begin working toward my dream. These promises seem small, almost insignificant. But what happens next determines far more than we realize. Most people think confidence comes from compliments, success, or recognition. They believe confidence appears after they achieve something great. But genuine confidence is built much earlier than that. It begins in the private moments when no one is watching. It grows every time you make a promise to yourself and choose to keep it. Imagine that you have a friend who constantly tells you, "I'll be there at 9, but arrives an hour late every single time. Eventually you stop believing that friend, not because they are a bad person, but because their words no longer match their actions. Trust slowly disappears. Now think about something even more important. What happens when that person is you? Every time you promise yourself that you will do something and then ignore it, you teach your own mind that your words cannot be trusted. At first, it seems harmless. You tell yourself, it's just one day. But one day becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. Slowly, without realizing it, you begin to lose confidence. Not because you lack ability, but because you have stopped believing yourself. A truly valuable woman understands that self-respect is earned, not imagined. She knows that every promise she keeps becomes another brick in the foundation of her character. She does not wait for someone else to believe in her first. She builds that belief through consistent action. The beautiful thing about this habit is that it does not require extraordinary talent. You don't have to become famous. You don't have to achieve perfection. You simply have to become consistent. Sometimes the greatest victories are not dramatic. They are the quiet decisions that no one else notices. Perhaps it is choosing to wake up when the alarm rings instead of pressing the snooze button again. Perhaps it is finishing the workout you promised yourself, even when you don't feel motivated. Perhaps it is spending 30 minutes learning a new skill instead of scrolling endlessly through your phone. These actions may look small, but they send a powerful message to your mind. When I say I will do something, I do it. That message changes everything. Over time, discipline begins to replace doubt. Confidence stops depending on other people's opinions because it is now supported by evidence. You know what you are capable of because you have proven it to yourself again and again. Of course, no one is perfect. There will be days when you fail. There will be mornings when you oversleep, goals you don't reach, and moments when life interrupts your plans. Keeping promises to yourself does not mean never making mistakes. It means refusing to let one mistake become your identity. Instead of saying, "I failed, so I might as well quit," you say, "I missed today, but I will begin again tomorrow." That ability to begin again is one of the greatest strengths a person can develop. Think about a builder constructing a house. Every single brick may seem unimportant on its own. One brick cannot protect a family from the rain. One brick cannot create a home. But place one brick after another with patience and consistency, and eventually you create something strong enough to last for generations. Character is built the same way. Every promise you keep is another brick. Every disciplined choice strengthens your foundation. Every small victory prepares you for greater responsibilities in the future. The world often celebrates dramatic transformations, but lasting change rarely happens overnight. It happens through ordinary choices repeated consistently. A truly valuable woman understands that her future is not created by one extraordinary day. It is created by hundreds of ordinary days where she chooses to honor her commitments. Even when no one is watching, even when no one is applauding, and even when the only person who knows she kept her promise is herself. That is where real confidence is born, and that is the kind of confidence no one can ever take away. There is a powerful moment in every woman's life when she realizes that being accepted by everyone is not the same as becoming the best version of herself. Many people spend years shaping their choices around the expectations of others. They choose careers, relationships, lifestyles, and even dreams based on what will receive approval. They become experts at asking, "Will people like this?" but forget to ask, "Will this help me grow?" A truly valuable woman understands that growth often requires courage. It requires the willingness to step beyond comfort, challenge old beliefs, and sometimes disappoint people who only know the version of her that existed before. She understands that becoming better is not about proving she is better than anyone else. It is about honoring the potential within herself. Approval feels good because human beings naturally want to belong. We want to be accepted, appreciated, and understood. There is nothing wrong with wanting connection. The problem begins when the need for approval becomes stronger than the desire for growth. When we constantly seek permission from others, we slowly give them control over our decisions, our confidence, and our future. Imagine a flower growing in a garden. If that flower spent all its energy trying to look like every other flower around it, it would never become what it was created to be. A rose does not apologize for having thorns. A sunflower does not compare itself to a tree. Each grows according to its own nature. A valuable woman understands the same truth. She does not waste her life trying to copy someone else's journey. She learns from others, but she remains committed to becoming herself. Growth requires difficult choices. Sometimes it means walking away from habits that keep you comfortable but prevent you from becoming stronger. Sometimes it means setting boundaries with people who only support you when you remain the same. Sometimes it means choosing discipline over temporary pleasure and long-term success over immediate satisfaction. These choices are not always easy because growth can feel lonely in the beginning. When you change, not everyone will understand. Some people may question your decisions because they are familiar with your past, not your future. They may prefer the old version of you because it was easier for them to understand. But a valuable woman does not measure her progress by how many people approve of her. She measures it by how closely she is living according to her values. The truth is, approval is temporary. Today, people may praise you. Tomorrow, they may criticize you. If your confidence depends entirely on outside opinions, you will constantly feel uncertain. But when your confidence comes from personal growth, you become stronger because you know your worth is not controlled by someone else's reaction. Growth also requires embracing failure. Many people avoid trying new things because they fear embarrassment. They fear being judged if they make mistakes. But every successful person has a history of mistakes. Failure is not evidence that you are incapable. It is information that helps you improve. A woman who chooses growth sees challenges differently. She does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" She asks, "What can this teach me?" Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more prepared. The most valuable women are not those who never struggle. They are those who refuse to stop evolving. They continue learning. They continue improving. They continue becoming more intentional with their time, energy, and choices. At the end of the day, a meaningful life cannot be built by constantly asking the world for permission. The world does not need another person pretending to be perfect. It needs people who are brave enough to grow. A truly valuable woman chooses progress over popularity. She chooses purpose over pressure. She chooses becoming over simply being accepted. Because the greatest achievement is not convincing everyone else that you are worthy. It is knowing, deep within yourself, that you are becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. In a world where everything demands your attention, one of the greatest forms of wisdom is learning what deserves your energy and what does not. Every day, people spend their time reacting to situations, responding to opinions, and carrying emotions that do not help them grow. They allow outside noise to control their inner peace. But a truly valuable woman understands something important. Her energy is one of her greatest resources, and she must protect it carefully. Think about your energy like a garden. A garden cannot grow if every person is allowed to walk through it, pull out the plants, and leave behind anything they want. A wise gardener creates boundaries. They decide what receives water, sunlight, and attention. In the same way, a valuable woman decides where her time, emotions, and focus should go. Protecting your energy does not mean becoming cold or uncaring. It does not mean ignoring people or refusing to help others. It means understanding that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot support others effectively if you are constantly exhausted, overwhelmed, and disconnected from yourself. Many women are taught to always be available. They are encouraged to take care of everyone, solve everyone's problems, and put themselves last. While kindness and compassion are beautiful qualities, forgetting yourself completely is not a sign of strength. True strength comes from balance. It comes from knowing when to give and when to rest. A valuable woman learns that saying no is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect. Every time you say yes to something that drains you unnecessarily, you are saying no to something that could help you grow. You are saying no to your health, your goals, your peace, or your personal development. Protecting your energy means understanding that every choice has a cost, and you must spend your energy on what truly matters. Another important part of protecting your energy is learning not to fight every battle. In life, people will misunderstand you. They may criticize your choices, question your dreams, or create unnecessary conflict. The easy reaction is to defend yourself every time. But a wise woman understands that not every comment deserves a response, and not every opinion deserves her attention. Peace is not created by winning every argument. Sometimes peace comes from having the wisdom to walk away. Imagine carrying a heavy bag everywhere you go. Every insult, every disappointment, every negative comment becomes another stone placed inside that bag. Eventually, the weight becomes too much. Many people are exhausted not because life is impossible, but because they are carrying things they were never meant to carry. A valuable woman learns to release what no longer serves her. She forgives not because others always deserve forgiveness, but because she deserves freedom. She lets go of unnecessary anger, comparison, and fear because she understands that holding on to these things only steals her own happiness. Protecting your energy also means being intentional about what you consume, the conversations you have, the content you watch, and the people you surround yourself with all influence your mindset. A person who constantly feeds their mind with negativity will eventually see the world through a negative lens. But someone who chooses growth, learning, and positivity creates a stronger inner foundation. The people around you matter. Your environment shapes your thoughts, your habits, and your confidence. This does not mean you should only surround yourself with people who agree with you. Growth requires honest feedback. But there is a difference between someone who challenges you to become better and someone who constantly diminishes your value. The most valuable women understand that protecting their energy is not about building walls around their hearts. It is about building doors with the wisdom to decide who and what deserves access. Your attention is powerful. Your time is limited. Your energy is precious. When you protect these things, you create space for what truly matters. Your dreams, your relationships, your growth, and the person you are becoming. Because a woman who learns to protect her energy does not just survive life. She begins to lead it. There is a misconception that strength means standing above others, being better than everyone else, or achieving success alone. But the most powerful people in the world understand a different truth. True strength is not measured by how many people you can defeat. It is measured by how many people you can help rise. A truly valuable woman understands that another person's success does not take anything away from her own. She does not look at other women as competition in every situation. Instead, she recognizes that every person has a unique journey, unique talents, and unique opportunities. When another woman succeeds, it is not a reason for jealousy or insecurity. It is proof that success is possible. Imagine a candle lighting another candle. The first candle does not become darker because it shares its flame. It does not lose its brightness. Instead, the room becomes brighter because one light helped create another. This is the power of lifting others. A valuable woman carries this mindset into every part of her life. She encourages the people around her. She celebrates the achievements of others. She offers support when someone is struggling. She understands that kindness and generosity are not signs of weakness. They are signs of confidence. Insecure people often believe they must keep others small to feel important. They fear that someone else's growth will make them less valuable. But a woman who truly knows her worth does not need to compete for attention. She does not need to silence others to make herself heard. Her confidence allows her to celebrate others while continuing to build herself. The most respected leaders are not remembered only for what they accomplished. They are remembered for the people they helped develop along the way. They create opportunities, share knowledge, and inspire others to believe in themselves. Their influence continues because they invested in people, not just achievements. Lifting others does not always require grand gestures. Sometimes the smallest actions create the biggest impact. A sincere compliment can change someone's entire day. A few words of encouragement can give someone the courage to continue. Sharing advice, Opening a door or simply listening when someone needs support can create a lasting memory. Many people underestimate the power of being a source of encouragement. We often think success comes only from major decisions and big opportunities. But sometimes a person's life changes because someone believed in them before they believed in themselves. A valuable woman understands that everyone is fighting battles that are not always visible. The person who appears confident may be struggling with doubt. The person who seems successful may be carrying fear. This awareness creates compassion. Instead of judging quickly, she chooses understanding. However, lifting others does not mean forgetting yourself. There is a difference between supporting someone and sacrificing your own growth. A wise woman helps others while maintaining her own boundaries. She understands that the strongest support comes from a place of strength, not exhaustion. She also knows that collaboration creates more possibilities than competition. When women support each other, share experiences, and encourage growth, they create a stronger community. One person's success can become an inspiration for many others. The world does not need more people trying to prove they are better than everyone else. It needs more people willing to help others become better too. A truly valuable woman leaves a positive impact wherever she goes. People feel stronger after meeting her. They feel more confident, more hopeful, and more capable. Her presence reminds others that they matter. At the end of the day, your greatest achievement will not only be what you accomplish for yourself. It will also be the lives you touched, the confidence you built in others, and the people who became stronger because you were part of their journey. Because real greatness is not found in standing alone at the top. Real greatness is found in reaching back and helping others rise with you. The most important moments that define a person are often the moments when nobody is watching, when there is no audience, no applause, no reward, and no recognition. That is when true character reveals itself. Anyone can appear impressive when people are paying attention. Anyone can make the right choices when there is something to gain. But integrity is built in the quiet moments when the only person who knows your decision is you. A truly valuable woman understands that her character is not created by how others see her. It is created by who she chooses to be when there is no one around to judge her. She knows that reputation is what people believe about you, but integrity is what you know about yourself. Imagine building a house with beautiful walls, expensive decorations, and impressive designs, but the foundation is weak. From the outside, it may look perfect. But when a storm arrives, the weakness becomes clear. Life works the same way. Achievements, beauty, wealth, and recognition may create an impressive appearance, but without integrity, everything becomes fragile. Integrity is the foundation that allows everything else to stand. A woman with integrity does not change her values depending on the situation. She does not act kind only when kindness benefits her. She does not tell the truth only when honesty is convenient. She understands that her actions represent who she truly is, not just the image she wants others to see. This does not mean she is perfect. Every person makes mistakes. Every person has moments of weakness. Integrity is not about never failing. It is about having the courage to admit mistakes, learn from them, and choose better next time. One of the greatest signs of character is taking responsibility. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck when things go wrong. But a valuable woman has the maturity to ask, what part can I improve? She understands that personal growth begins when excuses end. Integrity also appears in the way she treats people who cannot offer her anything in return. How does she speak to someone who cannot help her achieve her goals? How does she treat service workers, strangers, or people who have less power than her? These moments reveal more about a person's heart than any public achievement ever could. True kindness is not a performance. It is a lifestyle. In a world where people often focus on appearances, integrity becomes rare and powerful. Many people work hard to create an image, but fewer people work hard to build character. A valuable woman understands that who she is matters more than what she owns or how she is perceived. Living with integrity also creates inner peace. When your actions match your values, you no longer have to constantly protect a false image. You do not have to remember which version of yourself you showed to different people. You can live honestly because your public and private self are aligned. That freedom is priceless. A person without integrity may gain temporary success, but it is difficult to build lasting trust without honesty and consistency. Trust is earned through repeated actions. It grows when people see that your words and behavior match over time. The women who leave the greatest legacy are not remembered only because they were talented, beautiful, or successful. They are remembered because people could trust them. They were dependable. They were honest. They treated others with respect, even when no one was keeping score. Your life is being shaped by the choices you make every day. Every honest decision, every act of kindness, every moment when you choose what is right over what is easy is creating the person you are becoming, because in the end, success may attract attention, but character earns respect. And a truly valuable woman knows that the greatest measure of her life is not how many people noticed her, but how many people could trust her. One of the greatest qualities a truly valuable woman develops is the ability to understand herself and manage her emotions with wisdom. In a world where people often react quickly, judge easily, and allow temporary feelings to control permanent decisions, emotional intelligence becomes a powerful strength. It is the ability to recognize what you feel, understand why you feel it, and choose how you respond instead of allowing emotions to control your actions. A woman with emotional intelligence understands that emotions are not weaknesses. They are messages. They reveal what matters to her, what hurts her, what inspires her, and what needs attention. The difference is that she does not allow every emotion to become a decision. She listens to her feelings, but she also uses wisdom and self-control. Think about a ship sailing through the ocean. A strong captain does not pretend storms do not exist. The captain understands the weather, adjusts the direction, and continues moving toward the destination. In the same way, a valuable woman does not ignore difficult emotions. She acknowledges them, learns from them, and continues moving forward with purpose. Self-awareness is the beginning of personal growth. Before you can improve yourself, you must first understand yourself. You must know your strengths, recognize your weaknesses, and be honest about the habits that hold you back. Many people spend their lives trying to change the world around them while avoiding the one person they have the most influence over, themselves. A valuable woman takes time to reflect. She asks herself meaningful questions. Why did I react that way? What can I learn from this situation? Am I acting from confidence or from fear? These questions create awareness, and awareness creates the opportunity for change. Emotional intelligence also teaches a woman the importance of controlling her reactions. Life will always bring unexpected moments. People will disappoint her. Plans will fail. Challenges will appear without warning. She cannot control everything that happens, but she can control how she responds. Anyone can react when they are angry. Anyone can speak harsh words when they feel hurt. But true strength is shown when someone has the ability to pause, think, and choose a response that reflects their values. A valuable woman understands that every reaction creates a consequence. Words spoken in a moment of anger can damage relationships that took years to build. Decisions made from fear can create regrets that last much longer than the emotion itself. This is why emotional control is not about hiding feelings. It is about respecting yourself and others enough to respond wisely. Another important part of emotional intelligence is empathy. A woman who understands her own emotions becomes better at understanding the emotions of others. She learns to listen without immediately judging. She tries to understand before trying to be understood. Empathy creates deeper relationships because people feel safe around those who genuinely care. The most influential people are often not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who make others feel heard, respected, and valued. However, emotional intelligence also means knowing when to protect yourself. Being compassionate does not mean accepting disrespect. Understanding someone does not mean allowing them to hurt you repeatedly. A wise woman can have a kind heart and strong boundaries at the same time. She knows that forgiveness and boundaries can exist together. She can wish someone well while choosing distance. She can understand someone's struggles without allowing those struggles to destroy her peace. The most valuable women are not those who never experience sadness, fear, frustration, or disappointment. They are the ones who learn how to navigate those emotions without losing themselves. They turn pain into wisdom, challenges into lessons, and experiences into growth. Emotional intelligence allows a woman to lead herself before she leads others. It helps her build healthier relationships, make better decisions, and create a life that is guided by awareness rather than impulse. In the end, the woman who understands herself has a powerful advantage. She is not controlled by every opinion, every emotion, or every circumstance around her. She knows who she is, what she values, and how she wants to show up in the world, because true strength is not the absence of emotion. True strength is having the wisdom to understand your emotions and the courage to choose your actions with intention. In the end, becoming a truly valuable woman is not about being perfect, being admired by everyone, or proving your worth to the world. It is about knowing your purpose, keeping promises to yourself, choosing growth over approval, protecting your energy, lifting others, and living with integrity when nobody is watching. The habits we practice every day become the person we become tomorrow. So choose courage over fear, purpose over pressure, and character over appearance. Remember, your greatest value is not measured by what you have, but by the positive impact you create and the person you continue to become. Thank you for listening, and I hope this message inspires you to believe in your own worth and build a life that truly reflects your values.